the way that aliens and non-humans are treated in any work of fiction, treated and framed in any work of fiction, um, always, or most of the time, comes off as telling to me, telling about what the creators or the creative team thinks about non-humans and maybe other humans who we would regard as maybe less than human, which that may sound ridiculous, but it really doesn't. This is MJ. I'm here to talk about Ultraman Fight or Ultra Fight Galaxy, episode 3. So this episode features Ultraman Ribut, which I've seen his name romanized at Ribut. He looks very much like the original Ultraman, and I'm not sure whether that's supposed to be a joke like Ultraman Reboot or like a pun or a play on words or what. But he looks very cool. The biggest difference is that he's got a changing device type thing on his left forearm, and I don't know what else it does, but he's got a Galaxium beam and he's got the color timer on his chest, and his lines are like embellished on the original Ultraman. It looks very cool. So anyway, that's neat, and I like that. I liked his action. I liked him fighting, and he's part of the I can't remember, it's like the Galaxy Defense Force or something like that, and he's like he saves this alien creature from a big kaiju who's the alien is on a water world, and this kaiju is freezing, like shooting out freeze rays, and it looks like it's targeting this little alien, and Reboot saves it and then says something like, "No need to thank me, it's all part of my job as, a Galaxy Defense Force guy." And I thought that was cute, very cute. Meanwhile, Orb is being defeated by what is it, Dark Jeed and Dark X or something like that. Anyway, and then Reboot goes and he sees a message that Orb's in trouble and he goes to help him. And then the episode ends on a cliffhanger there. But the main thing I want to talk about is I like how nuanced the approach is now in Ultra Fight Galaxy specifically, and I guess it makes sense that it would be nuanced because the Ultras are aliens too, right? So clearly, if the Ultras are good, that means there have to be good aliens out there in the world. And of course, aliens, I just mean non-humans, because the Ultras, they're not aliens to themselves. They are, they're the default life form in the galaxy, or at least that they know. And I don't know, I just think it's really interesting how it's framed. And I enjoy the fact that I don't know if this kind of thought occurs to kids as they're watching Ultraman, but it certainly occurs to me. And I guess the joy or the exciting thing about science fiction to me, whether it's hard sci-fi or soft sci-fi, which I would consider Kamen Rider and most of Tokusatsu to be edging into sci-fi, unless it's like an outright fantasy series, but even fantasy can be allegorical, is that you can look at these characters' lives, their adventures, and you can see applications to your own world, to your own life. And I mean, I guess you could really do that with all fiction. I've actually been doing a little project of taking a look at verses in the Bible, or like a chapter, and trying to distill a single lesson out of it, not the lesson, but a lesson that speaks to me, in the moment. And really, you can do that sort of thing. You can divine or excise. Well, anyway, there's a technical term for biblical interpretation, but I'm not going to get into that. You can look at something and you can apply or pull parallels to your own life from it. And I don't know why, but I think science fiction and fantasy are more open to that, probably because it's more outlandish and it's more ridiculous. It's so much less like your world that it's easier to do that. And I just appreciate the fact that I don't even know if that's the intention of the people behind Ultraman. I heard about Tsuburaya being Catholic, and there was maybe some Christ-like imagery in some of the Ultraman stuff I've seen, but it's not really blatant. But anyway, I just the action was good in this. I'm going to give one complaint, which is that it looks like Grigio and Zero by extension are not going to be part of the main 7 that end up saving the day. But from Kamen Rider fandom, I'm used to women getting shafted a little bit. But Grigio and Zero seem like they're going to be excluded from being part of the big 7 who end up saving the day at the end of this story. So I guess I'm okay with that. it's just that she's not being, sidelined alone. And that's a good thing. My color timer is flashing, so it's time for me to get out of here. Check out mjmunoz.com for more of my work. I'm an aspiring author who will gladly accept your financial support through coffee. Going Ultra can be found on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and mjmunoz.com/gu. Relevant links are in the show notes. If you had a good time, like and share this. Subscribe and ring that bell to keep up with me as I explore more Ultraman. By the way, my Ultraman DVD set for Season 1 should be coming soon. So, I don't know, maybe I'll do a little video just showing that off, unboxing it or whatever. And then I will start intersplicing my coverage of that show with this show, I guess. So, that'll be pretty cool. Please look forward to that. Ciao.